Hello, my name is Arlie and this is Arlie Tarot. And today I have a collective message that wants to develop with tarot, obviously. But we started, Spirit and me, I guess, and your spirit guides started yesterday. I celebrated Beltane yesterday, and I was called to do a ashes from something that I burnt reading, and I thought it was for me, but then looking at it today, I was like, oh no, this is not for me. So I'm sharing it because I'm called to. But we're starting with this. I also have a random movie that came up on YouTube as suggested to watch. It, you know, like the movies that are on here that is sorry, I'm going blank. I'm seeing it in my face, in my head. The ones that are like free with the ads, whatever. Okay. It's called Wild Mountain Time, and it's from 2020. It's a comedy. I don't know how much of a comedy it. Sorry, I'm trying to like find it so that you guys can see. I don't know how much of a comedy this is. Right there, Wild Mountain Time. It seems more of like a love story, honestly. I guess it's a romance comedy kind of thing. Okay, anyways, interesting random. I haven't finished watching it yet because I know that that movie is meant for someone here, or to resonate, or the theme or something is gonna click. But or maybe you just saw that movie, or maybe you just saw that that movie was suggested to you, and then this reading also find you, and then you should trust that because I'm tying it back to some random shit that you saw online. Anyways, that is for someone. So yeah, ashes. Let's start. So there's again, I did this yesterday. It has not moved since, like I haven't played with it since yesterday. And right off the bat, when I was picking up the play, I saw a J. I mean, it's clearly there. An E. There's also a Z and O. If those initials kind of make sense to you guys. I'm also seeing someone's like rib cage, so maybe there's like someone has issues with their like ribs, or maybe something about, oh excuse me, a car accident where the seatbelt kind of like got you and like you got hurt. That could be for you or for your person. Give me a second. I'm gonna burn some Palo Santo for a second here, because all of a sudden I started like coughing, and that was kind of. All right, let's ground this energy and make this information come through clearly, please. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Anyways, also I'm just seeing, like, I know it's not a perfect like image, like mirrored image of each other, but you know, like those ink dot thingies that they use when you go to like a therapist. I don't even know if that's even used anymore. I think it's more of like a gimmick, or maybe it is used and there's like a science to it and I'm just shit talking. But yeah, I'm seeing like that in a way, but that kind of like leads me back to, oh, I'm also seeing like this, like the flower of life. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing a lot of geometric things, or like things that are mirrored of each other, or like patterns as well. And that could be like you physically like seeing messages like that. And then this, again, there's something about believing that this message is for you, like maybe because the tarot portion is going to be something that is too good to be true or something, and then they want to start you off with, hey, you're in the right place. Okay. Interesting. And you know what? Just like that movie that says that it's a comedy, it literally just says comedy. It doesn't say romance or anything. But it's playing out, the comedy is playing out through a story that seems to be about love. There's a line in that movie where she goes, I believe that he will come to me. And like, she doesn't say that in like that tone or whatever, but she does say it. And it's when she's like arguing back and forth with this older dude that's like, oh, he would never marry. Like, this guy's name is Anthony and her name is Rosemary. And you know what's really funny that I just realized? There's rosemary pieces here, because I have dry rosemary, like hanging, and then I was called to come in here, grab rosemary, and I crushed it, and I mixed it into that. I didn't burn it, it's still there. And yesterday night, I have a rosemary plant as well. I took a little snippet of it, and I kept smelling it because I like rosemary when it comes to bringing you like into a grounded space, especially when it's fresh. It really, really does it for me. The smell just grounds me and like instantly, and I needed that yesterday. So very interesting. Some of you might need to actually ground. That makes so much sense. That's why I was feeling so not flighty. Why am I saying flighty? That's interesting. So yeah, back to the movie. This older guy's like, oh, he would never marry, Anthony would never marry. And then this girl's like, no, I believe I believe he would come to me. And what's even funnier is that 5 seconds before that scene, this dude Anthony was practicing how to propose to Rosemary. Like, and you know, like the parallels are really interesting. So like, yeah, I guess it is a comedy movie, but it's also very much romantic. So yeah, there's something here about, you might think something like what is being played out in your life is like, that means that the other side, like your person, your other half, I wanted to say, but that's not it. Just, you know, your person, you think, oh, they must be not ready at all, and little do you know how ready this person is. All right, I think I definitely need all of the space that I can get, so I'm gonna put this right off of the side here where you cannot see it, but trust me, it is still there, and I'm gonna keep it there because I have a feeling I'm gonna have to refer back to it. It almost gives me the energy of scrying, and obviously that kind of is what reading ashes is, but I don't know, there's something about water scrying that could be significant too. So this tarot deck is really beautiful. It is called Under the Oak Tarot. And it's the first time that I'm putting it in a reading. I did my interview with it. It's been a chill kind of deck. It is beautiful. It has a lot of depth to it. It will definitely show a lot of shadowy things that need to be worked on and pulled to the surface to be looked at. So it always just wants to warn. I don't know, the person watching. I almost said it wants to warn the reader, and then the reader is me, but I understand. So yeah, the themes that play out through this deck. First of all, the answer to what it wants to work with me on, and that I take when it comes to readings as well for other people, is that it wants to work on shadow work. So okay, makes sense. Even this depiction here, I want to see what this card is, but this right here, this is what I meant by the symmetry, right? There's symmetry here, but you are not seeing it, or maybe this person's not seeing the symmetry and you are. And then whoever's not seeing the symmetry feels like, oh, they're not in the same page that I am. So like, maybe I postpone this, or maybe I just never approach them, never solidify. Queen of Wands. Almost looks, for a second there, it almost looks like she has 3 arms, but it's not as this is very interesting energy here. Very powerful. Who is this? The 2 of Pentacles. Okay, this is so this is the energy who is not seeing, who is not seeing things right. Who, while there is symmetry, you are, I feel like this is you now. Okay, remember, this deck wants to work on call outs and bring to the surface the things that you need to work on. it does it sometimes in a little bit of a sharp way, like dragging you along a little bit, but just trust the process. That could be also a message in general for you at this time. You are definitely protected. There's a lot of, believe it or not, even if you're a little bit stuck here, and it feels like stuck with balancing things that are in your physical reality, I have to say that you are actually very well balanced and very well like lit with passion and drive with this crown that you're wearing here to move towards the things that you're meant to. And the Emperor is on top. Yeah. You're further along and way, okay, it's not a contest of like who's ahead of who and who's doing what. No. We're not talking about that. We're not comparing it in that sense. The fact that this kind of just blends into the but what we're saying is, and we as your spirit guides, and okay, what we're saying is, oh, 222, my lighter has a 222 on it. Okay, whoa, there's so much distraction. Geez, that's probably what this is. My goodness. There is some, okay, I see it now, because now it's leading me back to another deck. You know the LIGHTSEERS tarot, when the Ace of Wands is a close-up of someone's face, and what you really focus on is literally a flame on their third eye, and like following like up to the crown. That's really what the image that came through. Like, you might think that you have a lot of things that are like, they may be confusing you, or there's a lot of possibilities. There is almost like a what is it, being paralyzed by choices in a way, and trying to stay balanced. That's where they're telling you to ground. So whenever you get overwhelmed with whatever it is that's overwhelming you, take a little moment to remind yourself that you're safe, that you're okay, that you're protected, okay, that you have everything that it takes to follow through with whatever it is that you end up choosing. You need to keep reminding yourself of that, and that is okay. That's okay. It's a process, right? It doesn't come like, you know, it's a practice for a reason, meaning you're practicing every single day to stay conscious, grounded, you know, aligned, regardless of the chaos that's around you. Nine of Swords. Especially regardless of the worry, there's a lot of inner child healing that's, why? So I was playing 888 hertz music this whole time, okay, on my iPad. But all of a sudden, my iPad decided to jump into Congratulations by Post Malone. What? That's not even, that makes no sense, because what I'm playing is this. So how did that get there? That is crazy. Okay. Give me a second, because now I'm like, what's going on? All right, here you go. All right. Honestly, all right. Do you see what I mean by distractions? There's so many distractions. I'm sorry if the cards are like not straight this whole time. Honestly, you guys are in my kitchen island, and you're like propped up like up here. There's a thing, like that's where you are. You are on a stand, like, but on a tripod, I should say. But like, I really have no way of like knowing I know what's in frame, but I don't know if things are straight or not. So bear with me. I am someone who sometimes, if I'm watching a reading and things are not straight on the board, I'm like, oh my God, please. Like the table needs to have like, I don't know why I'm being so like pulled into different things, you guys. I am so sorry about that. We'll circle back to this energy for sure. It's maybe this is this. Oh, this could definitely be this. I'm experiencing your energy, and I'm not like I keep burping. I'm not blaming you for my side, what is it? My side quest that I keep taking. That's not it, okay? I'm not passing on blame or anything like that. I completely kind of understand now what it is that's going on. There's a lot in the mind. There's a lot in the mind. And while you want to keep, there's something about keeping your inner child content, in a joyous, harmonious state of mind. There's something about that, right? Even while the adult you is probably dealing with some triggers around you, I think your inner child is also saying, like, they can feel it. I don't know what that was. Again, we're just getting sidetracked. But yeah, they're saying that they can feel it. And that's when the whole grounding thing needs to come through, because I think it helps with that, okay? Also, I think you're already someone who's very creative. You have creative outlets. You do things that make you and your inner child feel safe where you are and with what you're doing and who you're doing it with. That's important. Oh, okay. Who you're doing things with is very important, okay? There's something about kindred spirits really being a significant thing for you to work with at this time. And kindred spirits, such an interesting way of saying that, right? Because we always say that, and we're not even realizing what we're saying. Kindred spirits. There could be something about working with some spirits here that are you postponing that? Oh, it looks like you are. But look at that. The Queen of Cups in this deck definitely gives Hecate energy. I mean, hello, girly pop. Yeah. She is here. What is the hesitation is what we're saying here. What is the hesitation is what your spirit guides are saying. Like, you have nothing to fear, okay? The only thing that is fearful is your mind, because you're trying to be too logical. Oof. Hold on a second. This is all being channeled. I don't want to lose it. All right, so yeah. There is nothing to fear. Literally, the full moon is when we did this yesterday, okay? I did this under the full moon, and there's still a full moon today. And it's a full moon in Scorpio, you guys. Scorpio. Definitely. Scorpio, and for sure. There's something about spirit trying to pass a torch towards you, right? They're trying to give you a key to something. They're trying to give you some kind of truth here. I like that it's the page, even though it's the Page of Swords, we have the same vibe. We have cups and swords being the same vibe here. Do we see that? And yeah, swords again with the Eight of Swords, these two things. The confusion does not have to paralyze you, and you do not need to have all of the answers, or like quite literally, you don't have to foresee everything that needs to happen here for you to accept this like leap of faith that's being offered to you, accept this knowledge, or accept this communication as well. There's something about unlocking something here. And the path forward. I love how the Emperor's just sitting over here, and there's something about this energy wanting to address this, because it just automatically, when I started saying like all of this about your path, boom, I have to look at this guy for some reason. But yeah. Let's see. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting that is the mouse that's over here, and the Two of Pentacles. The Fool and the Four of Pentacles. What very contrasting energy. That is night and day here, because this is like trusting, go with the flow, just jump in. Ooh, that's an eclipse back there. Holy shit. All right. from here, from this day forward, from this point, whether you're watching this when I'm posting it or you're watching it whenever, from that point on until the next eclipse, whenever you see this, because this is timeless, this will find you when it needs to, and it will find whoever collective it is when it needs to as well. But whenever that next eclipse is, even if the eclipse is tomorrow, there's change coming. There is definitely a message coming. There's definitely someone letting go of the constraint, and the constraint, them realizing that the constraint was their mind all along, to be able to like, oh wow, the Six of Cups. Yeah, to be able to come through and offer what they need to offer to someone. There's no more holding back. So we break free from the Four of Pentacles in like such a drastic way. But it makes sense though. It makes sense because it's coming from such a powerful, if you are someone that works with deities, there's definitely a deity here that is helping this along. And if that's not you, and maybe the deity is just whatever you consider God, whatever you consider to be, you know, the guiding force, like the universe, the divine, you know. But for some of you who are practitioners of something, or you know, devotees of some deities, you would know who this is for you. It doesn't have to be Hecate. I'm connecting with that because that's who I like put offerings for. But and I mean, it literally looks like her, but it doesn't have to be, but it could be. The moon eclipse, the sun is here, so it could also be Mars energy. You could be someone that works with planets and elements. That would make sense. Crystal work is significant too. Definitely Cancerian energy. A lot of water sign energy. So Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Bluebirds could be significant. July is significant for some of you too. July 4th? Why is July 4th? I don't know. Isn't that the United States birthday? I think so, yeah. I don't know why I say it like that. Obviously it's July 4th, but there's something about July 4th being significant. Nine of Pentacles, interesting. So in the physical reality, yeah, exactly. In the physical reality is where you gain this sight and this knowledge. It kind of breaks your barriers for you. That's what the key is about, you know? That's what the key, knowledge is key. And this dude, even though this is the sign for Mars, but it looks like he's holding a key to me. Like right now, that looks like a key. That goat at his feet is crazy. Oh, I just realized that tree is like touching. Oh my God, this is like so crazy. Like everything. Oh my God, this is like, this feels like this will be your experience. Like even that like whole me of like, oh my God, like I didn't feel like I don't say that. That could be someone. You're like, oh my God, this makes sense now because of this. Like there's just so many things connecting. Another thing, Beltane, the green man, which is literally what's on this card. It's heavily, you know, associated with the holiday that I celebrated yesterday. And we have sunflowers here, and there's, I mean, I made a flower crown yesterday too. It's here. I wore it and it felt really, really, really interesting. Like wearing a crown, I would recommend. I just realized there's a lot of people wearing crowns here. She's wearing a crown. Interesting to see the Nine of Pentacles with a crown on, because to me the Nine of Pentacles has always been the baby empress, but she's never wearing a crown in the regular tarot, but she is fucking here. A crown, yeah. this is not a crown, but it feels like being crowned, you know, by maybe there's a Kundalini awakening that has happened here. And because that's a snake, by the way. And there's a snake over here too. I mean, she's wearing 3 crowns because she is a triple goddess. And even, you know what, and in some aspects, this blindfold becomes a crown as well. There's something about it's okay to go in blind. It's okay to go ahead without a full understanding sometimes, because everything, it will unfold for you when it needs to. And they're part of this journey is about trusting yourself and trusting that you would have the knowledge that you need to have, and the things in general that you would need to have when you need them. Like everything's at your disposal. And like I said, it's okay to go in blind. All right, that is one part of the message. I'm gonna drink some water, and then we're gonna dig into what the Emperor wants to say here. I will be right back. I am back. All right, that was literally not even a pause for you, but yeah. I got another deck because I feel like I'm gonna need it. And yeah, let's dig into this Emperor and see what dig into. It's an interesting way of putting things. All right, anyways, I don't know, I'm caught up in like how things are said together and how words make a difference. I don't know if someone is very conscious of the words that they use when they're praying, saying their affirmations, talking to themselves, soothing themselves in any kind of way. Oh my God. All right. It literally looks like it's looking at me. Not it, you know what I mean? Like the card, literally, it's like alive. The image is insane. Insanely powerful is what I want to say. All right. Let's see. What is the Emperor trying to say to the person watching? The collective. 8 of Cups. I mean, I knew it was Cups. And Page of Swords again. 8 of Cups. Blue in general could be very significant. This is blue orchids here. And although this is the sun, right, because it's daylight, it also looks like the moon to me. Or is it the moon? There is a need for patience, or there has been a lot of patience here, and that is being recognized by this energy. They're saying, I know that it has taken a long time. Things needed to, there's something, okay. Things needed to change in this person's life. Like, yeah, 8 of Cups moment, it makes sense. So swans are usually depicted, that's so interesting. Swans are usually depicted in pairs because they do mate for life. And when one of them dies, the other one does a swan dive, which is to, you know, not be alive anymore. So please, if that is suicide is triggering for you, maybe don't listen to this next part because I'm talking about it. So there could be something there in regards to like this person had, you know, their life has been a little bit in a stasis kind of energy. I get the energy of like being in a cocoon, right? Being in a chrysalis, still working through, like literally digesting your own self to be able to then transform. There's something about the energy of transformation, and it seems to come after very tough period in their life, a lot of walking away, a lot of having to set boundaries, because the Eight of Cups is about boundaries to me as well. A lot of self-discovery would make sense too, because they also in the regular depiction of tarot kind of look like someone walking away, and that kind of makes me think of the Hermit. Like, I'm gonna go climb the summit, find myself, go towards my Nine of Cups and my 10 of Cups, and that does not come until I know myself. That's what this energy feels like. And look at that, the ocean. We just keep in theme. Even there's so much color in this deck. Like, there's so much color here, and yet we're do you see it, right? We're staying in theme. Eye contact is so significant here in this connection. You too could have something. There's something about making eye contact, or how making eye contact with you is like activating. They're kind of realizing that now, like in retrospect or something like that. 35 could be significant. Someone could be 35 years old. The number 8 as well. Well, 8 is already here too. Okay. The ocean's not telling me much, honestly. It's just what came through about eyes. Eyes could be significant. The Hunter with number 9. Nice. I was mentioning the Hermit energy, and that's number 9, but we got another 9 from another deck, and damn, yeah, literally looks like the same energy as the Hermit to me now, because like the Hermit is trying to find the light, right? And they were holding it in front of their own face all along, right, with the lantern. So it's like, it's almost like what you're looking for, it's already there. That's what they're realizing. What they're looking for was already in front of their face all along. But, you know, it's like sometimes you don't see until you see. And the fact that it's the ocean and the sea, you know. There's something about divine timing. But, like, when I tell you, it feels like... maybe it is for you watching. It feels like a lot of stagnation for no reason, a lot of like ego behind the inaction, right? It's what it feels like, or what you're perceiving. Not to say that that's not part of this, because I feel like they're saying the pretty side, that even though it's not pretty, they're saying the pretty side of things, kind of like the excuse side of things, where it's like oh, you know, I've been trying to heal myself, set boundaries when it comes to love, learn about, you know, how to be a better person when it comes to relationships. Yes, I've been in like limbo. It took me a while to see things for what they were, but here I am. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to embody this. Okay, yeah, cool. Is what I'm getting from your end. You're like, yeah, cool. Same, but why did it take this long? I don't know why that's like coming in so clearly. And I don't think you're even saying it in a judgmental way, or in a way of like, oh, you know, they need to come in and like say it right now. Like that, it's none of that. There's none of that. If anything, that could be what this person's perceiving or thinking that it's going to happen. And that's why they get like so stuck in their head that they can't talk, they can't say something. All right, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance, Knight of Cups. It's like Temperance is trying to temper these two energies. That is really funny. The energy of planting the seed, you know, in the physical reality, okay? Or I'm just gonna keep daydreaming and, you know, admiring this person from afar, keeping my love, you know, out and about in a way, but only if we cross paths. But like, it has to happen naturally, or like there's a lot of daydreaming about you in this energy, and there's a lot of action wanting to be anchored in this energy. And Temperance, like their inner masculine and divine feminine energy is really trying to make them see the light, okay? Make them take these two and put it into practicality, like something. Queen of Swords. Oof. You know what? This person could be very afraid of how sharp you can be. And that's not to say to dumb yourself down. Absolutely not. If you're someone who's sharp, naturally, just be sharp. Like, you know, speak the way they need to speak. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But yeah, they could be a little bit like hesitant as well, because they're like, oh, well, I think the way that I'm going to approach this is gonna be like this, and they're a queen, so it's like, okay, well, am I even at their level? Am I even at their, look at that. The moon at the bottom as well. With the Knight of Pentacles. So they are the Knight of Cups. You're the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, there's nothing about, you know, at their level and this and that. I don't think your energy would ever be about that. Maybe you're being perceived that way because of, I mean, hello, you know, hello, here you are again. Maybe you're being perceived like that because of the intense bond and easy access you have to your divinity at this time. It's very intimidating. Not to say that again, we go back to divine timing and also just divine energy in general. Not to say that the right person could be intimidated about that, but it makes them run towards you instead of run away from you. You know what I mean? Like, they could do it scared if they are the right person. And that could be, again, what it's trying to be like anchored in by this person at this time. They're like, well, I can do it scared because I want to do it. King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like they have it to give. The Wheel as well, and Judgment behind that, and the Star behind that. Wow. Okay, what I want to ask is, what is the holdup? And they want to answer it with an oracle card. Okay. Let's see what the holdup is. What's going on? Besides everything that I just said, honestly, but maybe there's a lot of like being in. You guys are both in your heads, like. Okay. The overthinking is crazy. The heart. Oh my God. My goodness. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, okay. They're nesting this energy, right? They're nesting for it. Oh, that's really beautiful. My goodness. Yeah, they're making sure that the right conditions are in place, okay? Because they feel like the message that they're bringing forward, like the communication is going to be very like intense, which is probably what they're expecting, the sharpness from you. But also like they know that your spirit team will see right through any bullshit. So that's why they're getting their ducks in a row. Oh my goodness. Their ducks in a row. Yeah. They're nesting for this, right? That's what we do. When we care about something that we want to nurture as well, what do? We nest for it, believe it or not. I mean, we don't have to call it like that every single time, but I feel like I keep wanting to say it because it looks like a nest. And it literally is. And there's flowers here that remind me of this. Even though they're not the same flowers, it looks like they are. The fact that I have a wreath, okay, a crown of flowers, and that's what this feels too. So yeah, if someone cares about you, right? If someone cares about you enough to make sure that the right conditions are set, regardless of whatever your answer is when they communicate with you, that is really quite lovely. And the seed, the pearl. Whew, very powerful energy. Ooh, the venom, interesting. And the death end at the, okay. Dead end, yeah, okay. Like I said, they need to plant that seed. I think it has been planted for a while. If anything, they're coming around to collect the seed that was planted a while ago. It's like emitting this energy of that's attracting something that could definitely be your energy. It definitely is your energy. Oh, look at that eye again. Oof, that's intense. That is very intense. I love that card though. Ah, I saw this card before, the thread, literally the red thread of fate. This is really beautiful because now what I'm getting is this love, this connection kind of saved their life in a way. There's something about, because like this feels in a way like it's about someone who just loves because they want to love, and that is okay. Like that's the kind of like reassurance or energy that this is, right? Well, or communication, like, you know, I love you, you don't have to love me back, you don't have to say anything, just want you to know, right? Or it's like, hey, I want to talk to you, I want to you know, reconnect with you, but it's okay if you don't want to. But the offer is on the table. That's kind of like what that feels like. I don't, you know, it's okay. I feel like it kind of is by design that this person cannot read into your energy as far as like how you're going to answer. It's behind like a wall, okay? You're very stoic, okay? And it's because you're being you're very, very protected because you're very connected to your divinity, like I said. So since this person cannot even, just like you, cannot perceive too much forward, you're doing that when it comes to your life, like your choices that you're making and stuff like that. They're doing it when it comes to you. That's the parallel here. That's what looks like the same thing, but they're almost mirrored of each other, but they're not quite, right? You're doing something blindly in your life and still trusting the divine, and they're doing it as well, but when it comes to you. And that's part of like the final, I want to say initiation for them, but final initiation makes no sense to me because initiation is a beginning, but it kind of does make sense though. The ending at the beginning, a cycle that's starting for them. It starts with a leap, right? It ends with a leap and it starts with a leap. Yeah, this person has to come through. It's very close to the transformation, to that portal, to crossing over into what honestly feels like such a flow of energy when it comes to like their heart space, like a very good awakening in that sense. And they get, you know, they get a little treat because of it. Because just, you know, just talking to you is a treat, you know? Communicating with you is a treat. They're going to probably tell you that. But to go even further and say that they can start building something with you because you're willing. That's the real treat. That's like their what is it? What is it? The reward. It's like a reward. Okay. I don't know what else to ask. Maybe we're done here. I'm just gonna, I guess we're gonna ask what it is that they want to say to you at this time for you to know, you know, from, I guess, from this reading, even though communication feels very close by as well. Without a doubt, it does feel very close. I'm going to take my cat's meow as a confirmation to what I said. 6 of Pentacles. They're trying to balance here. Yeah. Here's the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, they're trying to, like I said before, close some cycles here, finalize some boundaries that need to be put in place, maybe with some people, relationships, things that they need to let go of at this time. Some of you could have been around flowers or like a nature, something like that. Very beautiful space where you felt you maybe were alone, but like there was like the wind felt like was your companion, the birds felt like your companions. And there's something about this figure that's behind here. It's not medicine or anything like that. If anything, it's like it's mesmerized, but this golden being, this energy is so beautiful. So yeah, they're trying to balance things in their reality, just kind of like you are, but they're doing it when it comes to relationships. I wouldn't be surprised if this person needs to close some cycles with some people before they can talk to you fully how they want to. Yeah, 6 of Cups. And not even how they want to. It's what you deserve, collective. It's what you deserve. You don't put this energy in a third party, and this energy is not a third party person, okay? Like at all. That's not their vibe. That's not their thing. Yeah, that is not their thing, okay? Absolutely not. They want to confirm that here, okay? 5 of Pentacles and the Devil. They'd rather be alone, lonely, than attached to something that is as toxic as the cheating, lying, scheming, and any of that, okay? They were really like, hey, I don't do that shit. Tell them that. You tell them. Yeah, things are aligning though. Things are aligning here. And don't think it's gonna take too long either. They're like, it's not gonna take too long. I got things to do. 10 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles again. The Lovers at the bottom. And the 4 of Cups. Oh, interesting. I don't think you see this coming at all. And that's by design. And that's how they want it. They want it to be, because you, like them, are someone who is not afraid to move on, set boundaries, cut things off, act accordingly, right? You're also someone who would rather be alone, hurting, recovering from hurt, heartbroken, than be in a toxicity and attachment to people, places, things, especially people in relationship that do not align with you. You don't do that anymore. I really feel like you haven't done that in a while, which is why I say again, you're very connected to your divinity. You're very protected because of it. And again, this also is felt by this person. This person may not fully understand the depths of you yet. But when I tell you they sense it at a soul level, and that real recognizes real, honestly, they wouldn't unless they were just like you. And they are themselves realizing just how divine they are, right? But they can only meet you at the point that they've met themselves. So this is why you want them. You want them to go through this. You want them to transform, to cross over, so that you are both in the same playing field, if you will. And it's happening. It's balanced. It needs to be balanced. Maybe some of you are going to see a turtle. That could be a significant indicator that this is for you. The number 8 is definitely significant. A pearl could be very significant. Eyes, for sure. A horse could be significant too. I want to say Capricorn energy for some reason. The Ace of Pentacles just threw me to Capricorn. Flowers, for sure, field of flowers. Rare orchids are significant. A shooting star as well. Rabbits were also significant because they were all over the place in the first reading too. All right, I think we are done, guys. I think we're done here. And that was honestly such a pleasure to tap into. I don't know if there's anything else. We're gonna, where's my timer? Okay, maybe we can ask if there's anything else. The Two of Cups. Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. The Two of Cups. Six of Pentacles again. And the Magician. And the Ten of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. I'm leaving it how it wants to be out. Okay. Look at this. What a lineup. Honestly, the Two of Cups in this deck is freaking magical. The Room of Ancestry is here. This is such a rarity of a connection. I'm gonna put two twists on this. Such a rare connection that you have with your spirit guides, your ancestors, your inner child, your higher self, the universe, the divine, God, Christ, whatever it is that you're called to work with and be feel part of. Definitely feels like ancestral part of. That is rare. And then of course we're gonna double down and say that the connection that you have with everything around you is rare because of that. So of course it's gonna apply to love. Of course you're gonna be met with your match. Quite literally. This is what that feels like. This is the card about equal give and take. You're gonna be met with your match. And then what's after that? The Magician. Come on now. That's crazy. That's you, okay? And the Ten of Cups. You once again. It looks like the World as well. Ducks could be significant too, okay? And obviously a white stag. Even if you see it like online, it doesn't even have to be in person. That is intense and beautiful. And I love this for you. You met your match is probably what this is gonna be called, because that just, it's so, like, literally, it just makes sense. And the fact that it came at the end of the reading, it's all, yeah, I shouldn't be surprised. All right, thank you so much for trusting me to read for you. I hope this message finds you well and it gives you the confirmation, the joy, the whimsy that you needed, the push, the hope, the faith, whatever it is. It will fulfill whatever it needed to in your life. And yeah, I will see you in other readings. Bye-bye.